Hey guys, this is Dojo here, and today I kind of want to talk about things that have fizzled out in gaming, or fads. I know I talked about fads already, but in gaming I haven't. Just things from just kind of a personal thing from my life. I don't know if this affected anybody else, but when I was younger, of course, I think I've told you this, but I wasn't allowed to play teen games or M games or anything until quite later in my life. So. I wouldn't really call them my friends, but neighborhood kids, they'd make fun of me and my brothers because we weren't allowed to. They'd call us babies. M games are, or you can't play M games because you're a baby. It's like it was our choice, but I mean, not. It's like that isn't around anymore. At least that I know of. It's not around at all. 'Cause I know, at least I don't treat kids like that. I mean, if they can't play M games, that's their parents' decision, and probably a good decision by the parents, because I'm glad that my parents didn't let me play teen or M games till I was older, because otherwise I'd probably grow up to be a much different person. So thanks, mom and dad. Um, it's like that's not there anymore. But it also kind of little bit of sidetracked here. It kind of brings you to this. I'm glad that these kids can't play, and it really makes me sad when these little kids, their parents allow them to play, because it's kind of like parents don't care anymore what their kids play, which kind of sucks. Because I know there's a giant controversy over the fact that video games can cause violence, they can't, and I'm gonna give you my opinion of it, just real quick, and just how it can affect it. I'm gonna put a little example on it so you guys know. Oh, and by the way, this is all cut together, this footage, because I suck at Battlefield. But anyway, imagine this. Okay. Little Timmy comes home from school. He was mad or angry or sad or I don't know, bullied or whatever, what have you. And the parents aren't home, and so he rushes to his video game, which is subsequently violent. Subsequently, it's violent. I don't know what that word means, but the subsequently, but it's violent. But anyway, it's violent. Let's say Call of Duty, guys. Call of Duty is violent. You shoot people. But what his mind does subconsciously and maybe even consciously is it links violence or shooting people or venting out aggression with video games. So this can do a couple things. It can, one, maybe twist his perspective on what shooting people really can do, which is really bad. But this is kind of for a younger age. It could also, because your mind connects it. It's like a supercomputer. It connects things to different things. Like, you know how you can smell something and remember something? That's because your mind linked it to that event. So if your mind links anger or frustration with shooting people, or maybe not necessarily shooting people, but playing video games in general, when you play video games, you might become angry. And so I think from that perspective, you can see that it can cause negative impact on your life, but so can just about anything. I mean, if your mind connects watching movies with anger, then movies are just going to be as bad for you. So, if you take that perspective, violence aren't really the cause. It's more of the fact that the parents aren't there to care what the kid does or watches, aren't there to comfort them, and that's kind of a I mean, it's one of the reasons. I mean, you see these psychos around, and I'm not saying it's all the parents' fault, but the parents have a humongous factor in that. It's like the breakdown of the American family. I mean, you see people marry and they have divorce like it's nothing, and that is ridiculous, because it is not nothing. Marriage is until death. It's forever. It's as long as you live, and when people just treat it like that, it makes me sick. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.